You're listening to Hayes Podcast. I am your host, Queen Rich. As you can see the title today, we are going to talk about coffee. So most of my college days has gone by with drinking a lot of coffee, some really good coffee and some really horrible ones. So coffee became like a constant, I would say a constant companion. I would usually get coffee during free time or during those last few hours of finishing assignment or work. And it struck me, what if we could add our own ingredients in our cup of coffee as a reminder for self-care? So my coffee menu has 9 flavors of coffee and each cup of coffee has an ingredient for self-care. But keeping in mind, whatever we put into our body will affect us. So excess consumption of coffee will affect you, especially your sleep pattern. So yeah. Okay, so my first item on the menu is espresso. Espresso strengthens long-term memory. It's high in antioxidant and help in digestion, and the special ingredient added here is physical care. So the next time you order or make an espresso for yourself, remind yourself that your body needs to rest. Eat healthy food, have good sleep, take long walks. You need to take care of your body because it will make you happy, less stress, and it's our core responsibility, I find, to stay in good health as long as we can. And caring for our body just makes complete sense. I think medical science have really advanced over the times. It has manufactured a lot of medicines that help us against diseases, but it's also a reminder that we are actually prone to those diseases. As we get older, we might get blood pressure, diabetes, and heart problems, and many more. And with those sickness comes a lot of restriction, procedure that are not pleasant to do in our everyday life. So why not start taking care of your body right now and save ourselves from diseases that we can avoid in the future? So start making decisions that actually help your body and begin by analyzing what surrounds you that is healthy and what you can do to avoid things that are not okay with your body. So simple steps to begin with is start eating healthy. Get good amount of sleep and exercise. So you don't have to really start with really long hour exercise. So I've seen this in YouTube where they show tutorials of 10 to 12 minutes exercise. So just imagine the result your body will have by giving good exercise from your 24 hours, just 10-12 minute exercise. How great that will be. And it will have a good impact to your body in the long run. And stop giving the excuse of never having time. Trust me, your body will thank you for 12-minute exercise. Second item on the menu is a latte macchiato. And the special ingredient in this cup of coffee is emotional care. So how our physical body reacts sometimes highly depend on our emotions. So a latte has a special element that decreases the risk of depression. Sometimes we are not bothered how our body is feeling because we are not in check with our emotions. When you are in a state of mind where you are constantly stressed, sad, hurt, or angry, you don't want to take care of your body. So understand how you are feeling and what you need to do. You will begin to start the process of healing. I've learned that life is never easy, but I've also learned that we sometimes make our own life harder. So there's a thin line where one side is where life challenges us and the other side where we work ourselves in those difficult situations. Example, if there's someone who's constantly hurting and is negative, you have the choice to avoid and leave them. So make that choice. Emotion changes a lot over time. From the kind of people we meet, the environment we are in, even the food we have changes our mood. So you will have to put a big yes for yourself and your needs. That will help your emotions grow in a mature and positive way. Take responsibilities of your actions. Learn what triggers your emotions and how you can control them and share them with people you trust. But don't forget to have the best remedy for emotions, and that is to have fun. Listen to your favorite music. You can bake or cook or reward yourself with a good movie break or a slice of chocolate cake for any job well done. Trust me, you will need to show yourself some compassion, kindness, and always remember to forgive yourself. Coming up is a caramel coffee. Love me some caramel coffee, and with it, I would like to add a sprinkle of social self-care. Now, when I say social, I mean both social media and real social life. So that means having a positive social media from the contents you see and read too, and your time spent in social media. Learn how to communicate in safe environment for yourself and which help others. Spend time with your friends and family in the real world and not your virtual friends. See, caramel coffee has a benefit where it neutralizes toxins in your body. So the same way you need to do with social media. Shield yourself from the toxicity content in social media. Nurture yourself with good, positive people in your life. I have people in my life I wish I had avoided them because they never say things that encourage me. They are always looking at the negative side of things. So create boundaries and be more present the second you wake up. Take care for someone else as well. You then grow to be more sensitive and you know and understand how others feel, and in turn you grow as an awesome person as well. Next is a flat white. If you ask me why this flavor, it is because it contains antioxidants, which is linked to anti-aging. Hence, your spiritual self and physically you stay a day or a minute younger. And who does not love that, right? Or maybe not. That is totally up to you. But what I am interested is self-care for your spirit. So we all grow in our own unique and personal way. That goes how we spiritually grow as well. So defining spiritual self-care is different to different people. Some it may relate it to spirituality with religion and cultural tradition, or just by observing how your community or society perform or do things. You need to look after your spiritual growth because it helps you understand and enhance the relationship you have with yourself. You have the sense of clarity and focus on things that builds you, whether it makes you happy or to build your career. And most importantly, the feeling of loneliness and isolation that we usually have, it slowly disappears. So things I did that helped before was journaling and expressing all those problems on paper helped me a lot. And if you're the kind of person who like to read the Bible or pray, do it. Doesn't matter if others don't agree with your method. What matters is that you are growing positively and your spiritual life is healthy. Other ways you can try is staying away for a couple of hours from technology, taking a walk, cleaning your room or workspace, and always read and listen to good content. Cappuccino. Who does not like a cup of cappuccino? The feeling of comfort when sipping a cappuccino is just amazing, and it reminds me to take care of my personal self-care. So cappuccino helps in oxidation of bad cholesterol, hence prevents heart problem. Personal self-care can be many things, but what I want to focus on this episode is honoring your true self. When you give that permission to honor yourself, you conquer almost everything. You become that warrior that you always strive to be. You start to be that businesswoman that you want to be. You see problems as opportunity. So I read this article by Laurie Wollstonecraft. Until we allow our true self to have its own way, our way. So if we have been procrastinating things by putting excuses that we are too young, too old, then you are just giving it to the fear or inner critic. So you have to honor yourself and anything becomes possible. Treat yourself that quality of life that you are and deserve. You are a beautiful portrait and no one gets to lower that honor you have. Americano. It's one of my least picked for coffee drink, but it helps you burn fat, and our special ingredient in here is intellectual self-care. You need to challenge your mind more often because it helps the brain stay active and your learning capacity grows day by day. So you can always learn new skills, learn a language, watch documentary that you like, and they can be very interesting and educational. You become more inclined to have creative ideas, and the more knowledge you receive, the more you learn how to take care of yourself. So small practices of reading a chapter of a book, finish a crossword puzzle, start writing short stories or poetries, it helps stimulate your mind. When you take care of your intellectual growth, you simultaneously take care of your mental health because your mind is a beautiful, marvelous part of your body. And once you learn to take care of it, it will reveal many things that are amazing and powerful. It can expand your imagination. Next in the menu is Irish coffee. The coffee that is drunk through the cream because it has a cream topping. I feel Irish coffee is kind of an official coffee. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So the special ingredient that I will be adding in here is taking care of your financial needs, aka financial self-care. So we need to learn how to save money and make a budget for things, paying bills and money managing. And always avoid splurging. I mean, not even avoid, just don't spend money when you don't need it. Control the impulse purchase at a store. This advice is also for me. I have really avoided buying things at stores that I don't need. And thanks to my sister who always put back things on the shelf and I pick them up to buy them when I actually don't need them. When you start saving, you become more relaxed because you know you can take care of yourself and your loved ones. So start saving from today, even if it is a small amount. It's good enough as long as you start saving it. So set financial goals. So what this does is that it gives motivation of saving money. It could be saving money to buy a good lens. That's for me, of course, or as big as buying your own house. And once you start and you see that you're reaching towards that goal, you have the feeling of control and life becomes a little bit less stressful and more enjoyable and relaxing. Yum, hazelnut coffee. It's the least but not the last in the coffee menu. This flavor reminds me of a novel I once read. So this character would fill her coffee mug with hazelnut coffee every morning before she goes to work. And once she is in her office, she would chuck the entire coffee at once before meeting her arrogant boss. So yes, the ingredient stir in this coffee is self-care that you and I need at work, school, or at university. Even if you're having online classes, this may still help you. So first thing is time management. Your body cannot work long hours, so you need to take a break and rest in between. This even apply when you are having long online classes, and staring at long hours in the screen can really damage your eyes. So take a breather. When your class gets over, take a break, fresh up, and then start working on your assignments or report. So once you know that certain days of the week become stressful, maybe that is a Monday or a Friday, you train yourself to stay alert, get proper rest the day before, and do whatever is possible that can help you work ahead on a stressful day. One thing to do at workplace is to say no, because you let your colleagues know your limit, and when you do that, it does not mean that you are not a team player. You inform your boundaries that your lunch or tea time is your quiet time and that they should respect and not disturb you. Whether it's in class or at work, learn to ask for help and you get to learn from others. Always focus on your work and concentrate on giving your best. And when your work goes sideways, don't be so hard on yourself. Instead, step back, refresh, and see what you can improve or correct your work. So the last item in the menu is your coffee flavor. You can name it however you want it and add your ingredient that you want to improve yourself. Experiment with it and have fun with it. And if you don't like this new flavor, you can move on and try a new one. I wanted to present different elements of self-care to coffee flavors for the reason that it can be a reminder for me whenever I take a sip from a cup of coffee what self-care I need to work on myself. However, coffee can be beneficial to you only when you don't consume it excessively. So a footnote or something to this coffee is that you need to be mindful of the amount of coffee you take, because as much as it helps and energizes you, it can still break you. And advice I would give you is avoid taking coffee in the morning. That is the very moment you wake up. What I usually do is take a cup of warm water, mix it with 1 teaspoon of raw honey and slice of lemon. That first sip you take is so refreshing and trust me, you will love it. So I hope this introduction to self-care was helpful and we can talk more in depth about self-care in the episodes to come. Thank you for joining me this week. I hope you liked this episode and if you do, please subscribe, like and share the podcast. It's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Castbox and Spreaker. So be sure to tune in next week's Friday for the next episode and do follow me on Instagram at Hayes Podcast. Always learn to take care of yourself and stay safe.